Hello, everyone. Welcome to End Zone Scoop. I'm Liz, and with me is the lovely Shona. Now, Dana is currently recovering, bless her, so we're sending lots of love and well wishing your way in case you are listening. We're definitely going to miss you tonight. We won't be Shona.
Oh, yeah. I think my quote earlier was, "I'm not Dana." Just so you know
I was
this.
like, no one is. That girl is talented,
Very
knowledgeable.
knowledgeable. I need to like, spend like a summer with her or something and just be like, right, girl,
Yeah,
teach me.
I wish I had him. Like, I don't know. I don't think mindset's the right word. Just I don't know how she does it. That woman
No
works
idea.
hard. Yeah. So respect to you, Dana. Now, for
Anyway,
anyone who is joining us live, don't forget you can use the chat function. I'm going to remember right now to retweet this to good old Twitter. So yeah, if you've got any questions, pop them in the chat. But before we get into this, like Shona, I can't believe that this is it. I can't believe whether it's Super Bowl already. Like, did you manage to catch any of the Pro Bowl stuff? Like, I just saw it through
I
Twitter.
saw it through Twitter. I saw
Same.
Gino doing his thing in the target practice. And then I saw a few other things, but I didn't really like watch the whole thing. Just because
Yeah.
I can't really get into the Pro Bowl. People try and say it's like a really cool thing. I just can't get into it. Like
I'm
I guess
so
it's
into
fun,
all skills things.
but
Like,
it's
they're
kind of like,
cool.
it is cool to see the skills, but it's kind of
Like
like, yeah,
sports day.
you guys didn't make it to the Super Bowl, so here's a re-event for you. It's kind of like, I don't know. It's not really
Oh,
for me.
yeah, that's fair. In fact, there is one thing that we haven't had on our agenda to chat to, but like we have to. So someone sent me a message in the week being like, oh, how do you guys feel about signing Mike McDonald? And I was like, why would we sign Mike McDaniels? Like, he's a head coach of Dolphins. Like, why would we sign him? I was like, oh, McDonald.
Oh,
Different guy,
Liz,
but cool. I'm
honestly,
for it.
I think you take the blonde title out of this group, honestly.
Yeah,
I
I'm
really
the
feel like
head.
you do. I think
I
it's
gotta
a
bring the
really
tone
exciting
down. That's what I'm here
appointment.
for.
I didn't know too much about him until obviously we assigned him. So I looked into his coaching and he's very
Yeah.
defensive minded. So, Robert Griffin III said it basically like the Legion of Boom will be coming back. I think we kind of like, I see what they're saying in that sort of sense, but I think we need to move on slightly from the Legion of Boom, purely because that was a period in time where Pete Carroll was like, running it hot with the Seahawks and the defense was unstoppable. I feel like we need a new nickname for this new defensive guys, and hopefully our new head coach can bring that. It's funny how we've now gone from the oldest coach in the NFL to the youngest.
We needed that though. Like, I remember I think I was probably having this conversation with someone in the sense of like, they were like, oh, well, why don't you guys sign Bill Belichick? And I was like, well, there's no point. We've just, not to be rude, but we've just gotten rid of an older person who's like close to retirement. So why would we do that? We need someone who's going to hopefully be with us for a long time and take us to some good places.
Well, yeah, I know that Dana, bless her wee cotton socks, was obviously not able to see the announcement live. So when she was able to get back on Twitter, she was like, I'm very excited about this announcement. So I feel like if Dana is saying it, then we should all be excited. It's my motto going forward in life.
Oh, I'm excited. I'll be intrigued to see kind of how he does for us. Definitely. So let's talk about. So not last weekend, because that's the Pro Bowl.
The weekend before,
yeah, like insane. Like, I was excited about this because it's two matches I thought good. Like, so I think we start with the 49ers and Lions, right? That was the game I was most excited for because it's the Lions and I really like them. But yeah,
here she is.
Oh, she's there, Dana. We're so happy. Only Dana could just commentate everything else now. But yeah, back to the 49ers Lions game. I'm not gonna lie, I went to bed I think the second half, or before the second half anyway, and it was when the Lions were still like Lions were leading it. This, as far as I was concerned, was like gonna be fine. So I was like in the mindset of, I'm gonna go to bed now because I don't want to watch. I don't want to see two disappointing results in one night. So when I woke up, I saw the result, and I was like, "Oh no, what a shame!" But you know what? Fair play to the 49ers. Like, they showed that they could, make really good decisions and kind of turn that game around. So fair play. But I think it's got to kind of be around the questions like, how the heck did they pull that off? Like, how did they come back against them?
Well, I guess like this kind of falls into the two sides of the coin that we're going to talk about. Obviously, the 49ers and the Lions, but I'll start with the 49ers. You have to give it to them because they did erase a 17-point deficit. And obviously Kyle Shanahan has been on the other receiving end of that in a Super Bowl with the Falcons when he eventually lost to the Patriots. But I think you've got to give it to Brock Purdy in this one. I think he played a massive part in that. I feel like it did take some luck because, his 50-yard one completion was completely overthrown. And then it bounces off a Lions quarterback, a helmet. And I know obviously they get the catch. And I feel like that is where the tide began to shift for the 49ers. And I feel like then, they just managed to grind the game out and they played some really good football in the second half. And they're also in their second Super Bowl in 5 seasons. So like, as much as pains me to say it, being an NFC West rival, they've proved why they're there. Like they have proved why they're there. And it's going to be, a really interesting matchup between them and the Chiefs. I think, but I think, they just managed to grind it out, unfortunately, the poor Lions.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, fair play to the Lions. Hopefully they'll make it back again. I think they've shown that they've been building stuff for a couple of years now. This isn't just a good season. This has been a good couple of seasons. This is the furthest they've got. So I think this only stands them in good sense, to be honest. But where would you say on their side that they kind of fell short?
I feel like it was a game of two halves for the Lions and the 49ers because the Lions were, charging ahead in the first half and the 49ers were like, what is this team? We've not seen them play like this season. Yeah. And then it just got stagnant, I feel, for the Lions in the second half. They just couldn't, their coach likes to be quite aggressive and hungry. And I feel like that sort of just didn't work out for them in the second half because obviously the 49ers were making their charge. But as I say, I think we've talked about it. They're a young team. This is like did we think we would see them in the championship game? I know I didn't. So, and I think, as we've mentioned in the podcast before, I think Jared Goff has found a right home for himself in Detroit. So I think they can learn from this. I think they can, and I think they can come back stronger next year. That's what I'm hoping for the Lions.
Definitely. He is Kenneth. I'm never going to let you go.
He is Kenneth from Detroit. He really is.
Oh, I love it. And then Chiefs and Ravens, I was gutted. I really, really wanted the Ravens to get this. But just, it's one of those things, like they're both two of the best quarterbacks. Obviously, there was a lot of really smart defensive plays, really good performances, loads of big moments that obviously helped kind of change that direction, really. So, yeah, the Chiefs did a very good job of stopping Lamar, and here they are, off to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think as you're going to talk about, I think the Chiefs really, use their strategies well to nullify Lamar. I think he is going to get the MVP likely. I would imagine it's probably a gong he doesn't really want because they're not in the Super Bowl. But you could totally see his disappointment at the end of the game. It was one of his smallest performances of the season, which just proves how well the Chiefs worked together to nullify the offense and him specifically. They only managed 81 yards, I think, on the ground, which is their lowest total all season. I don't know what Andy Reid does in his spare time, if he has wizard juice or whatever, but he does something because they're because we kept saying, everyone kept saying the Ravens are so hard to figure out how they're going to get beat, and the Chiefs did that to no end in their game. They scored 3 points in the second half, right, when it was a kick by Justin Tucker. Like, that is how well the Chiefs did when the Ravens were in offense. Did I want the Chiefs there? No, but here they are.
Did anyone other than the Chiefs fans
back in the Super Bowl, kind of like the Patriots every season? But here they are.
What did you think of enjoy it?
much as I'd hoped. But
yeah, that's it. No, I mean, this is the thing, because I don't want Chiefs to win it, and they're 49ers, and I know you and Dana are a bit more against that, but yeah.
you can't go for your division rival, Liz.
I'm a shit fan, so what's I'll take the hate. It's fine.
No, I just don't think there'd be any other. Well, if it was the Lions, I'd go for them. But
if it's the Lions, I'd go for the Lions, obviously.
Yeah, but it's the Niners. Come on.
I know. I was anti-Niners for about a week or two at the start of this year, but it's not their fault. What did you think of the
Niners full time? So
full time, yeah,
my part-time hobby.
What did you think of the way that Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes were with Justin Tucker before the game?
Oh, I mean, he's just a typical American meatball, isn't he? Like, he's just like a total meathead.
Meatball.
Like, I think his brother's hilarious. I think he's so
love likable. Jason Kelce, yeah.
Yeah, and then you've got Travis, who is just, not as likable, unfortunately.
It's so funny because I really like him, and then there's that I really disliked him, and that I thought you just come across a bit of a prick.
I mean, I guess it's it's game. What is it? Mind games, I suppose. But it just looks childish to me.
It looks really bad. Yeah, he did explain it on their New Heights podcast. He explained it. I don't know what he said now. I was listening to it this morning as well, but it's kind of on the lines that he would Justin Tucker was basically doing it on purpose. But I don't know. Still,
yeah, and I agree with Dana here. It is boring. Congratulations to them, but it is more fun to have new teams such as the Lions. Poor them.
It could have been anyone. The Chiefs and the 49ers, and it's not.
It's actually the Super Bowl I said I wanted least, and I shouldn't ever say that in a year because I get that every time I say it.
Yeah, I get you. There's definitely been some over the year. I mean, I've stayed up for every single Super Bowl since I've been a fan, but like, you want to be into. Hey, Usher is all I can say. Usher, halftime show.
I thought I was working at 5 a.m. on Monday, so I was like, great, I don't have any excuse to say I can stay up and watch this. Turns out I'm not until midday. So my focus is now just watching Usher.
Yeah, that's what matters. Exactly all that matters. I'm trying to think if we should chat anything more about the Chiefs game. The Chiefs.
I mean, in Travis Kelce's meatball defense, okay? He had a great game. And he hasn't been like this all season, but he had 11 catches for 116 yards and had a touchdown with 9 receptions in the first half. And I think when him and Mahomes link up, they're sort of unmatchable when they get this sort of groove going. Yeah. But the 49ers don't have a few stars short in their locker either. So you have to also give it to Kelce. Sorry, just have to cough there.
She really is going to be sick there.
A wee bit. He's surpassed Jerry Rice's record for postseason receptions, so it was a good day for the Kelce family. And Mahomes also, he had an incredible game of 30 for 39 for 241 yards and a touchdown. It was basically like the Chiefs of old, which we haven't seen like them being that consistent this season, but they're going into this Super Bowl having gone on the road against the Bills and against the Ravens, and that is going to, I think, put them in good stead for this game in the Super Bowl.
That's it. Both tough matchups, right? We were discussing this on on Her Huddle last week, in the sense of it's almost like the Chiefs have sort of not really shown us much in a regular season, done what they needed to do, and out of nowhere, just like pulled out of the bag and smashed through the playoffs.
I mean, and isn't that what you kind of need to do in the playoffs? Like sometimes you can be, basically stumbling over the finish line, and their record wasn't that bad. It was 14-6. Yeah, and the Niners is similar at 14-5. They obviously just had the way they work out with the postseason games, obviously because the 49ers are the bye week. But I just feel like they've done what they needed to do to get to the finish line. Yeah, and they're not even the favorites going into the Super Bowl. I was looking at some boring sports what's it called, bookie stats,
Bookies.
and the actually the Niners are like a 2-point advantage, which obviously isn't massive, but they're not even like favorites to go into the game. But I do think the Niners will have some, like, basically what they hope to get some buyback from the last game, because obviously
Yeah.
won the week 7 battle 44-23, and that was an amazing week from Mahomes when he had 423 passing yards. And Kansas City just lead them in the head-to-head margin in 8-7. So I feel like the Niners will be like, will have that maybe a slight extra motivation just to have that extra drive to get the Super Bowl. But oh my God, I would be sick if that happened. We don't want a division rival, Liz. Sorry, not Dana. Dana's with me on this one. No division rivals.
I mean, like, I'm gonna be neutral in this. I'm gonna be lovely. We know that the 49ers are gonna need to use like all of their skills to stop the Chiefs offense. It's gonna be obviously led by Patrick Mahomes. Chiefs gonna need to figure out kind of how to get past that 49ers defense and offense, because they're both great on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it'd be really interesting when you start to look at like who the different key players are, what strategies they might need to stop them. Like, how do we think, if we're going to think about the 49ers, what do you think the 49ers need to do in order to go in and win that game?
I don't know, because nullify Kelsey, I guess. But then sometimes when you do that, they find another route. Like, if you look at the last
Surely
Super
shut
Bowl,
down Mahomes, right?
well, yeah, but if you look at the last contest, obviously the Niners held a 20-10 advantage going into the half after 3 quarters, actually, and then the Chiefs ended up winning 31-20. So I feel like, I sometimes feel like with Shanahan in big games, when they're ahead, I don't really think he knows how to preserve that lead sometimes. I could be wrong, and he probably will do it on the weekends. Now I've said that because I seem to be a jinx. But they were down in the championship game to the Lions and ended up winning. So I feel like I don't know is the question. It'll be very interesting to see how they match.
I think my worry is, like, if the 49ers, for example, look at the Lions situation, if they let a team like the Chiefs take the lead, and
it's very different.
Take the lead in a high way, I think they could really struggle to come back from it. But yeah, I think it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how Brock Purdy does. I'm intrigued to see how it goes to their side. I suppose when we start looking at it from the other side with the Chiefs, like, what do they need to do in order to win it? Like, what are the key things that we think will stop the 49ers, I guess?
I think the Chiefs just need to do what they do best, and that is, like, they have Super Bowl experience. This is Andy Reid has a more consistent coaching record in Super Bowls, and I think he's got one of the best quarterbacks. Mahomes is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL at the minute. This could, in a steady performance from Mahomes, could easily lead them to have their 3rd Super Bowl win in 5 years, which is madness when you think about it. I just think that I think it'll be a close game. I do think it'll be a close game.
I think so. I think it'll be a close game.
I think it will be. I think the Chiefs might just edge this. Maybe just edge it.
I'm going to go the other way.
Of course you are. Of course you are.
What I want. But honestly, in my head, I'm thinking a game that ends up in like the 20s, although I've had other people say they think it's going to be more in the 40s, which would be cool. And I just feel like it's going to be like something really tight, just literally a field goal or something like that in it that picks, that gets 49ers in with a win. But I don't know. I don't even care what the result is. I just want it to be a good game.
The thing is, though, like, you're right. But I think, like, as I said, like, the Chiefs are kind of going into this again as the underdogs, which in previous years you would never say, which is madness to say the Chiefs as the underdogs. Yeah. But in the last 2 rounds of the postseason, they've proved they thrive under that pressure. They thrive under being classed as the underdog. And that was against, I always kind of thought they would beat the Bills, but the Ravens, I did not expect that victory at all. So I
Yeah, I
think
know what
that
you mean,
might
actually.
be in
Yeah.
their favor. And I think it, a Super Bowl is Super Bowl. And as Dana always says, defense wins you championships. So, and I feel like that's the switch as well with the Chiefs. That they're not just so focused on the offense anymore this season. They've managed to get the postseason right, where the defense is coming together and the offense is still doing its thing.
Yeah.
So the Niners, so who knows?
Who knows? What song do you think Usher's going to come out with first?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe yeah.
I'm
That's
like,
one of
it's
his
got to be, yeah,
popular
I'm
ones.
100% on board with yeah.
Yeah,
It's got to
I
come out
think
with
so.
yeah.
Like his biggest one, isn't it? I think so.
Yeah.
That'll be yeah. I think so.
And end it on DJ Got's Fallen in Love.
Yes.
Absolute banger.
That's the bit we're taking for the Super Bowl. What's Usher
Bit
gonna
of
sing
burn,
first?
bit of confessions in the middle.
Tune, but I think yeah first, because wouldn't it be great if you got Ludacris out? Oh, please.
I'd love that.
That would be exciting because obviously he's in yeah. And who
Little
and
John.
someone else is in Little John. Oh,
yeah.
I'm there for it. I'm there for it.
Okay.
My 13-year-old self is loving life right now.
I think I was older than 13, but yeah. Oh, I was thinking about what you said earlier about Lamar Jackson being like most likely getting MVP. And I don't know, I just feel like if there's going to be a year that it's going to be someone else, as in a non-quarterback, I feel like this is the year for that. I'd love to. I feel like if anyone deserves it, CMC has been phenomenal this year, but
just don't see it though.
I know. It's not been a non-quarterback since 2012.
Like of Lamar's stats until the postseason, it was unreal.
Yeah,
and yeah, it would be nice, but I don't see it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dana and Little John. Don't forget.
I know. Absolute dude. Oh, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we could talk about, but I think we've pretty much gone through it. We need a Dana in our life. We need a Dana 24/7.
I tried my best. I tried to channel my inner Dana and throw off some stats and throw off some good analogies. But I feel like I still need her to be here. But I did channel her inner spirit.
I'm sure you did her proud.
Not a Chiefs fan though, just her Kansas State spirit. That's what I did.
Yeah, because that's what she lives, isn't it? So yeah. Well, guys, that is all from us for End Zone Scoop. We hope you've enjoyed it. We're going to be. We don't know when we're back. We will be back at some point. Yeah, after Super Bowl, definitely something before the draft. And then, as and when, bless her. We love you, Dana. Big time that. So yeah, guys, thank you for joining us and look forward to chatting to you all next time. Thank you.